going on, Jerome's? So the NFL schedule is officially released. Just days of teases and dribs and drabs, and it's whatever. Just release the schedule. And the Vikings did that. Theme this year is tattoos, which we'll get to. Not a single Nas Reed tattoo. It's a BS. Right, but the schedule officially did sync up with what was reported. That's the wrong schedule. Ooh, 2024. That was a pretty good year. Does sync up with the schedule that I've been bandied about this afternoon. The only difference is that I forgot Week 18 TBD. Maybe the Vikings will play on Saturday. Maybe it'll be Sunday Night Football, depending on what happens. Actually, probably not, since the Packers will be 7-9 heading into that one. The Vikings have the 1 seed locked up, but you know what I mean. Either way, schedule is ready to rock and roll, and the Vikings also released time and dates of the 3 preseason games as well. I look at the schedule, all I see is 23-0. Yeah. But the 3 preseason games, you got 2 Saturday games on August 9th and 16th, respectively, at home. Texans and Patriots probably going to have joint practices for both of them, as well as the Tennessee Titans on that Friday to finish things up. But overall, actually, it's easier to look at this, right? So we talked about the schedule when it was sort of softly official earlier this afternoon. But Vikings' first 5 games, it's going to be interesting logistically, but there's no excuse why the Vikings can't start out 5-0. At the Bears, Monday Night Football, J.J. McCarthy debut, Falcons Week 2 at home, home opener, Sunday Night Football, Penix Jr., yeah, bring it on, man. The Bengals, you got you got Jets versus Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Then at the Steelers, maybe Rodgers. At the Browns, maybe Shedeur Sanders. But the Vikings should at least start out 4-1, ideally 5-0 during that stretch. And then alleged Super Bowl champions at home. And as we point out, the Vikings schedule isn't that bad in terms of where the games fall, right? So you get the bye week to get reacclimated after the European trip, to come back and host the alleged Super Bowl champions at home. And remember, Bengals, Eagles, Ravens, Commies. The 4 of the toughest non-division games are all at home. It's very important. Then you got at the Chargers, Thursday Night Football, mini bye. So you have 10 days to get ready to go beat the Lions' ass in Detroit. Bring that on. Ravens, Bears at home. Packers and Seahawks. We're always in Seattle. It's ridiculous. Now, there's a stretch between weeks 12 and 16 where 4 of the 5 games are on the road and the 1 home game is against the Commies. So, I mean, I guess you can make the case that that's going to be a tough stretch. But what's more important is that the Vikings, 2 division games to finish things out with the Lions and the Packers, as well as a mini bye ahead of the Packers, since you play on Christmas Day. That's a 3:30 p.m. Central Time game. So, overall, like, you can piss and moan about this and that and the other thing, and we talked about how I'm not a fan of the back-to-back international games, but it is what it is. Hey, is the schedule tough? Sure. But guess what? It's tougher on the opponents because they got to play us. That's right. Also, where's the Gessling thing? All right. So Gessling, Star Tribune, had some thoughts. Now, Gessling isn't really that big into hyperbole, but I feel like he jumped the shark here. Initial thoughts on the schedule. We knew the degree of difficulty would go up against the AFC North and the NFC East. We knew. We just knew that. And things will change through the year, but at first blush, this is one of the toughest schedules I can remember on my 14 years on the beat. So 14 years, that goes back to what, 2010? 2011. Oh, Lordy. 14 years. Oh, Elizabeth, this is the toughest schedule I've ever seen. Even though there's no two straight road games is the most. Like, there's no 3 games on the road. Also, you get some extra rest and preparation ahead of the Eagles that have the Lions Week 9. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Elizabeth. No. I mean, come on. Like, hey, yeah, schedule is tough, but they got to play us. Plus, people complain about the schedule. You don't get to play Kent State every week. And guess what? Hey, in the playoffs, do you think the bad teams are in the playoffs? If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, right? You don't get to play the Giants. You don't get to play the teams that are ass, thank you. You don't get to play the Titans. You don't get to play the Browns every week in the playoffs. No, you got to beat the good teams, right? You got to beat the Eagles. You got to beat the Chiefs. You got to beat the Ravens and the Bills of this world. Hey, if you want to go somewhere, you got to stand up toe-to-toe against the best teams in the NFL. The Vikings have a chance to do that. Because guess what? The Vikings are one of the best teams in the NFL. firmly stand by that. Gessling, blah, blah, blah. See, I actually think that Gessling is just complaining about this from a media standpoint. 4 night games, 7 on national TV, including 4 or 5 to start. League believes McCarthy would be interesting early. I actually think that Gessling is just whining about the media part of it, because media, like most coaches, would just love every game to be Sunday at noon. But I mean, for the media, this is going to be all over the place. You got 7 primetime / standalone games. You got European travel. You got this, then the other thing, and also, the fact that you're on the road late season at Green Bay. Woo! Seattle's going to be rainy / cold / icy. Dallas is actually not a picnic that time of year in December. And then you go to New Jersey. Like, they're just mad that Chargers game is in December. That's basically what it comes down to, man. I don't know, but either way, he can have his thoughts, sure. But more importantly, the release video. So I thought they did okay this time around, much better than the T.J. Hawkinson as Steve Jobs. Yay, 17 games, so stupid. But this one was tattoos, and at the draft party, they recruited a bunch of fans to get tattoos. Now, are these actual tattoos, or are these henna, or are these AI generated? I don't know, but. Also, here's what I don't understand. So, a bunch of Vikings fans got logos of opposing teams tattooed on their person. Now, I know that the logos are Vikingified, right? Purple and gold and all that stuff. But, I mean, you still have a lion tattooed on your body and a cheese grater. I guess the cheese grater is kind of cool. But you still have an eagle. That's a pretty majestic looking eagle. I've had a poopy day and I hate the effing Eagles, man. I don't know. But, of course, nothing holds a candle to the Chargers release. They did Minecraft, and everything was good to go. Plus, Timberwolves Brazil got a shout-out. I love it, man. And also, they had Sam Darnold changing over to Seahawks uniform. Plus, there's so many shots fired in this picture. 2 free dance lessons. Most wins for a wild card. The Minnesota Wild quarterfinal. Just, it's funny. It's funny. Man, I love and respect what the Vikings creative team does, but it's difficult to flex with Hollywood. It's difficult to compete. Like, the Chargers, again. Like, the Chargers are never going to win a Super Bowl or be a factor, or they're certainly not going to win the AFC West while Mahomes is still there, but at least they'll win the schedule release videos every single year. That's what's up. No. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. The 2025 Vikings schedule officially released. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.